Mississippi live from the Mississippi Armed Forces Museum in the heart of Camp Shelby. And joining us now, Sergeant First Class retired, Rodney McDonald. Sergeant, thanks for coming on, sir.
Thank you for having us with you this morning.
Yes, sir. So you are affiliated with the Youth Challenge Academy, the National Guard Youth Challenge Academy. Are you the director of it?
No, absolutely not. I am the RPM coordinator, the recruiter, placement, and mentor coordinator for the program.
Okay. Well, tell us about the program. What's it all about?
Well, the program is a quasi-military structured intervention and education program that produces opportunities for high school dropouts or anyone in danger of leaving the traditional school system. Of course, we're located here at Camp Shelby, Mississippi, and the mission of the Academy is to reclaim the lives of at-risk youth and produce a program graduate with the values, the discipline, to become productive citizens within their communities and throughout society as a whole.
Okay. So are you looking for these high school folks that might be struggling at that point in their lives and are at risk of kind of just falling out of society or plunging into trouble? Are you looking for them? They looking for you? How do you guys get connected?
It's a little of both. We're looking for them and they're looking for us. So we just want to be accessible. So thank you again for having us here.
Yeah.
But we do target 16 and 17-year-olds who are not functioning well in the traditional school system.
Okay.
This is a volunteer program, so they have to volunteer to be here. It's not a program that is a punitive program
Got you.
where kids are in trouble with the legal system or anything like that. This is a volunteer program.
Okay, so there hasn't been some order to place them here by courts or families, parents, and the like. This is something they have to want to do. They have to agree to.
Absolutely. Now, the courts, parents, and so on can actually refer them to us.
Okay.
But if the kid's not enthused about being in
Yeah.
the program, chances are he or she won't get in.
Yeah. I would think that probably produces better outcomes than when they're forced to join in something like this.
Absolutely. When we're dealing with 16 and 17-year-olds, these are very impressionable kids.
Yeah.
So they have to understand that if they want to do better, they can't be forced. Today's generation is just they resist a lot. So it's better if they want to be here.
Sure.
It's sort of like going for a job interview. If you don't want the job, and you go before an interview and say, hey, I don't really want the job, and you got 10 guys sitting at the door saying, I want the job, then you choose those who really want to be here first.
What do they learn in the Challenge Academy that they would not learn in a traditional school environment?
Well, first of all, the program is a residential program, so the students aren't able to leave a safe environment and wander back into the distractions that led them to us. That's one of the benefits. The program is also structured and disciplined where routine and immediate consequences are stressed. We have 24-hour supervision, so the students are even during their time of sleep, they are monitored. So that supervision is good. And we have a structured long-term follow-up where we actually follow our students after graduation for a year to make sure that they stay on track with the goals that they created with us.
Okay, so you just don't graduate them, release them, and then lose contact with them. You actually stay in contact with them to make sure that you are getting the results that you hope to from them attending the academy.
Absolutely. We don't want to graduate our students to go home and sit on mom and dad's couch.
Yeah,
we want them to be productive
fantastic.
citizens.
That's fantastic. So what are the eligibility requirements to be invited in, extended invitation into the Youth Challenge Academy?
Well, first you have to apply by application. You have to be 16, 17, and 18 years of age on day one coming into the program. You cannot be on parole or probation for anything other than a juvenile status offense. You can't be convicted of a felony, and you have to volunteer. This is, again, we stress volunteer. This is a volunteer program.
Yeah. Is there a cost?
Absolutely not. Not to the participant. This is a state-funded program, so the participants are able to come to the program without any out-of-pocket expenses.
Yeah. And are there any military obligations once they've completed the academy?
We encourage our students to go into the military, back into the workforce, or even into college. So it's by their choice. If there's no military obligations, but it is highly stressed.
Yeah.
Yes, and encouraged.
Sergeant, have you seen any particular success stories in your experience of working with the Academy that you can share with us without providing any names, of course?
Oh, we have tons of success stories. We have students that are officers in the military, officers on the police force. We have doctors that have graduated from our program. So the success stories just don't end. This is a very great program that's been going on for the last 28 years here in Mississippi. So we have success stories that you will not believe.
So is it fair to say if they had not enrolled in and completed the Challenge Academy, maybe there would have been a different outcome, a different path in their lives if they had just stayed in a traditional school?
Absolutely. They were on the wrong path when they came to us.
Yeah.
And so we altered that path and showed them that there's other opportunities out there and put them on a better path to success.
Yeah. What about mentors? Are there mentors involved in this process as well?
Yes. Each student is required to have a mentor because we can't go home, as a staff, we cannot go home with our students.
Okay.
So the students have to select a mentor who passes a five-year background check that lives in the community in which the students will be going back to once they graduate. So we train that mentor how to help their students stay on track for the next 12 months. If we can keep our students on track for 12 months after graduation, they're on the right track and they have too much invested to turn back.
Can that be a family member?
It can be a family member, but it can't be an immediate family member.
Okay.
It can't be a mother or father or step-parent.
Okay.
And they can't live in the same household.
Makes sense.
So if this is a grandparent, yes, absolutely. He can be a mentor.
Yeah. Has there ever been any pushback from parents? Let's say you have a student that feels compelled to enroll and be part of this, and the parents say, no, I don't want you to do that. I want you to stay in school. Do you ever have to deal with that?
We do. And that's just on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
You're going to always have parents, and the parents are responsible for their own child.
Sure.
So we have to respect that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it makes total sense. Do you know how many have actually completed the training? You said 28 years.
28 years. We've graduated over 11,000 students here in the state of Mississippi.
Wow. That is awesome.
Over the last 28 years. Absolutely.
11,000.
We have great success.
You said it's state funded.
It's partially state funded and federal funded. So if we have an out-of-state participant that wants to come into the program, we do look at that too because we are 75% federal funded and 25% state funded.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes total sense. But it sounds like the taxpayers are getting a pretty good return on their investment here, though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We've had students as far as Maine to come pick our program out. It's one of the best programs in the country. Mississippi is. So, absolutely, we're proud of our program.
Well, that's good to hear. Is there any particular reason or reasons you think that's the case, that this program is so superior?
For one, we've learned that these students are not soldiers. We treat them as civilians, and we have to meet them where they are and bring them to a better place.
Okay.
We can't just bring them in and think that they should meet a certain standard. They're not put in a box, so to speak. So we work with each individual as they are, where they are.
So the academy, it's not a substitute for the military. Does it in some way reflect? Is it a template, or is it modeled after the military?
Most definitely. The military is one of the greatest organizations in the world. And if we have a great structure and discipline regimen within our program, it's quasi-military, then it's effective. So our students learn from those military techniques as far as, marching. That is very important. They hear and understand and react to instructions. And so that's what they have to do in the classrooms.
In my experience, just managing people, some people, they want that structure. They want it. They need it. They thrive in it. Absolutely. And maybe they're not getting it at home for some reason. They're not getting it at school. Mm-hmm. And that's where I think this comes in and fills the void. Do you find that to be the case?
Absolutely. I think we all want to be directed in the right path.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't know that we want that until we get it. And then once we get it, we can move in the right path and make better decisions.
Humans like to work as teams. Is that part of the experience as well?
Absolutely. We teach our students that you have to be a part of something bigger than yourself. So that team element of our program is very, very emphasized to our students.
Yeah.
So if you can work with a team member, you don't have to like that team member. But if you can work with that team member, you'll be better off and you'll be successful outside of our program as well.
And guess what? That's real life too.
Absolutely. Life coping skills.
So I can see how this definitely prepares certain people at that stage of their life that maybe just have this void and are at risk of falling off the track here.
Yeah.
This kind of gets them back on it. They go through this, they're ready to hit the world.
Absolutely. And again, we're so proud of our program. Before we leave, I want you to know that we have a new program, new class starting up here in January. So if you're interested, please go ahead and get your application in.
And how do they do that? Where do they find out?
You can call us at 1-800-507-6253, or you can visit our website at MississippiYouthChallenge.org.
Sergeant, thanks for joining us. Great overview of the program. Congratulations on all its success, and thank you for your service, sir.
Again, thank you for having me.
You got it. Middays is going to step aside for a